Who was the princess who killed her husband's lover? Her name was Ljubica, and this is her story. Serbian medieval royals and nobility were destroyed by Ottomans. By 19th century, Serbia was the land of peasants. There were no social classes. People were valued by their bravery and strength. Ljubica Vukomanović was born in 1788. Ljubica grew under Ottoman rule. This meant Ljubica received no formal education. Women in Serbia in the 19th century had no rights. Women couldn't work outside their homes. Ljubica had limited choices. Many women were married off against their will. We don't know how Ljubica felt about marrying Miloš. They had a very toxic marriage. They were both strong personalities and impulsive. Ljubica called her husband master, gospodar in Serbian. This might give the wrong impression. Ljubica was very outspoken and active in the politics. She often stood against her husband. Her husband was known to execute his opponents. It took real bravery to defy him. Who was Miloš Obrenović? He was merchant when he met Ljubica. Miloš was 5 or 8 years older than Ljubica. According to one story, Miloš saw Ljubica washing clothes in the river. He decided then and there that Ljubica will become his wife. Their families agreed to the marriage. Miloš and Ljubica married in 1806. Ljubica was 18 years old. This was normal for the era. Serb women usually married between the ages of 15 and 20. The witness at the wedding of Miloš and Ljubica was Karađorđe. Karađorđe was the leader of First Serb Uprising. The fighting already began when Miloš and Ljubica married. Miloš became one of the important people in the uprising. Ljubica spent years in hiding from the enemies. This is one of the reasons why we don't know how many children she had. Serb women had huge families. But most children died during infancy. Ljubica had 4 surviving children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. We think Ljubica buried at least 3 or 4 children. We know this based on gravestones. But stillborn children never got gravestones. This means Ljubica could have had 10 or 15 pregnancies. Miloš was a promiscuous man who fathered children left and right. It is impossible to say how many kids he had. Sometimes there is inscription on the child's gravestone saying her father was Miloš. But nothing is said about the mother. Some of these children might have been Ljubica's. The First Serb Uprising ended with Ottoman victory. Serb leaders escaped from the country. Miloš was the only one who remained. Miloš knew how to negotiate with Ottomans. Miloš was very smart. He saw a perfect opportunity to start Second Serb Uprising. This time Serbs were victorious. Ottomans agreed that Miloš should lead Serbia. Legally speaking, Serbia was still part of Ottoman Empire. But Miloš managed to get autonomy. Karađorđe returned to Serbia to start another uprising. Miloš had Karađorđe killed. Ljubica protected Karađorđe's family. She demanded that Karageorge should get proper funeral. Miloš agreed to allow funeral. Miloš was given the title Knez, and Ljubica became Kneginja. Knez and Kneginja are translated as prince and princess in English. Princess Ljubica was respected among Serbs. She was seen as devoted mother and strong woman. Why did Ljubica kill her husband's mistress? Ljubica tolerated her husband's lovers as long as they knew their place. Ljubica was the wife and she expected respect. There are two versions of the event, but all agree that Ljubica killed another woman. In 1819, Miloš had a mistress called Petria. According to the first version, Petria was a refugee from Bosnia. Petria came to Miloš asking for help to get money from her debtors. They were lovers for only a month or two when she was killed. According to the second version, Petria was from Serbia. Petria came to Miloš's house to hide from Turks. She was very beautiful and some Ottoman dignitary wanted her for himself. In this story, Petria and Miloš were lovers for several years. They had a daughter together. Petria wanted to replace Ljubica. Miloš favored Petria over Ljubica. Both stories agree that Ljubica caught Petria in bed with Miloš. Miloš left the room, but Petria remained in bed. Petria was rude to Ljubica. Ljubica took her husband's pistol. She famously said, "The pistol is Miloš's, but the hand is Ljubica's. Let's see if I am going to miss." Ljubica shot Petria. Petria died instantly. Ljubica hid after the killing. Miloš was looking for Ljubica to kill her. Serb public was on Ljubica's side. Serbs believed Ljubica had the right to kill Petria. Miloš was prosecutor, judge and jury. Ljubica's fate was in his hands. Miloš could have killed Ljubica if he wanted. During a public gathering, Ljubica approached Miloš. She gave him a pistol and said, "Master, this cannot continue. Either forgive me or kill me." Miloš said he was sparing her life only because she was pregnant. No one later tried to prosecute Ljubica. She kept her title and position. Ljubica was never prosecuted or charged for Petria's murder. Neither Miloš nor Ljubica tried to hide Petria's murder. It was said that Ljubica felt remorse for killing Petria. According to one story, Ljubica adopted Petria's daughter, Velika. Velika died from smallpox when she was 4. Despite all the disagreements, Miloš and Ljubica continued with their marriage. Their son Prince Mihailo was born in 1823. Miloš continued having lovers and illegitimate children. Ljubica helped politicians who overthrew Miloš. The whole family was exiled. Ljubica spent the last years with her son Mihailo living in Habsburg Empire. Ljubica died in 1843 at the age of 55. In 1858, Miloš regained power in Serbia. He died in 1860 and was succeeded by his son Mihailo. Miloš never remarried after Ljubica's death. He fathered his last child at the age of 77. Many believe Miloš's descendants were cursed because he killed Karageorge. Ljubica was buried in Krušedol Monastery. In Belgrade there is Ljubica's house that serves today as museum. It is called Konak Kneginje Ljubice, English House of Princess Ljubica. Ljubica is still role model for many Serb girls. Petria's killing is not forgotten, but it is not main focus of Ljubica's legacy. Ljubica is admired for her strength, bravery and charity work. Ljubica helped Vuk Karadžić, who reformed Serbian language. He also gathered folk stories and epic poems. Despite being the killer, Ljubica is fondly remembered in Serbia.